myself, I'm Valeria and I'm part of the team Solid Waste Technical Team. The content of the next presentation can be viewed on this slide. We will talk about these points with more detail. To start a brief introduction, we will give him. The disposal of waste in many places can represent a problem in various areas. In many cases, there is no management and they are usually disposed of properly. This is the case of landfills that are a problem for the environment and health. That is why we propose a solution for this problem. This solution will have multiple benefits, including improving the quality of the life of the nearby population, strengthening waste management, among others.
Hello, I'm Walter, and in the next slide, I'm going to talk about the Peru dump site. Well, for the closure of the dump site, we calculated an approximate value of waste volume and the density when it is not compacted, and other when it is compacted. This is really an approximate design due to not having the exact volume or weight of waste that enters the landfill. With this information, we evaluated some scenarios, and in the end, we chose to execute the confinement in the western area of the place. For the beginning, excavations should be done down to the ground level, depending on location of platforms as indicated in the report. After that, the next activity is to start to compact the waste until it reaches the appropriate level. In these images, you can see the profile that will be obtained after compaction. Later, it is necessary the top cover. The top cover type, the recommendation is to use the evapotranspiration cover, and it will have a approximate of 1.5 meters of height, and we can see the structure in these images. The next point to talk about is the Leachate Drainage. It will be a recirculation in drains labeled to discharge. The volume of leachates determined on the basis of the Swiss method. Also, we need to build monitoring wells to check the leachate generation. For management of gas, consider that it's necessary to install 4 burners. Considering a recommended distance between each one, we can see here that where they will be placed. So, to continue, I will describe the process for operation and maintenance for the closure. All workers who will participate in this stage must be properly trained. They have to know about the basic concepts as well as tasks they must execute, whether related to monitoring or maintenance, for which the topics they should know have been established. In the case of maintenance, it refers to infrastructures such as the management of gases, leachates, or others such as the perimeter fence or signs. In the case of stabilization verification, the conservation of the coverage and settlements on the landfill surface must be monitored, and the different settlements on the surface must be monitored. For the environmental monitoring, reference is made to environmental parameters for which it is necessary to carry out tests and interpret the results to know if acceptable values are achieved and or that do not affect people and the nearby environment. Additionally, you can know when it is suitable to use the place for some other activity. It is worth mentioning that monitoring has been considered in a period of approximately 15 years for monitoring, this being an approximate time in which waste must have stabilized and not be sources of any health or environmental problems.
In this section, we will talk about technical aspect in the Canifin sanitary landfill. For the technical aspect, we have a recycling center, warehouses, an administrative area, employee facilities, parking, and an environmental monitoring and control. It has a total area of 19 hectares and is administered by Canifin Municipal Council, or other words, KMC. The project area to be used as backfill is of 11 hectares in 2 stages for a lifespan of 10 years. The filling is designed by the area method and a volume of 1,000,000 379,000 cubic meters has been obtained. The cells have a daily disposal of 266 of weight. It has a thicker of 0.20 meters of compact hair between cell levels and 0.60 meters of hair in the final level. In the design, there are HDPE of 6 inches and 6,512 meters of leachate drainage. Moreover, there should be 24 burners in stage 1 and 36 in stage 2. Also, there are 2 leachate pots of 35 by 12 by 2 cubic meters in which leachate will be kept for 4 months. The volume of leachate is determined on the basis of the Swiss method based on the average annual precipitation in the area. According to the characterization study carried out in previous investigation in the study area, it indicates that heat gas percentage is referred to organic residues, approximately 36%. So we propose the installation of a composting plant of 0.15 hectares with a main and secondary degradation zone. Also, we have a warehouse of inorganic waste. It's an area where inorganic waste left by waste pickers are selected so the manual works can be made or reused. Moreover, employee facilities are composed of separate bathrooms and changing rooms for women and men that include toilets, lavatories, and showers. The required water is given by a cistern and a rising tank and is distributed in all sanitary appliances. The dry generated by the sanitary equipment is destined in a septic tank. Then in the parking we have trucks, tractors, front loaders, and dump trucks. Last but not least, we have an environmental monitoring and control during the design phase of the project, operational phase, and control phase post-control in the installation. Trash management of surface water, fire control, pest control, control of live materials, leachate monitoring and control, gas control and monitoring, and handling of records. This slide shows a timeline where the execution, operation, and maintenance of the landfill is observed. In the year 2022, the first stage of the filling will begin. In 2036, it will be the end of the stage 1 and the beginning of stage 2. In 2031, it will be the end of second stage, represent the closure of the landfill until the year 2032. Subsequently, control and monitoring will be carried out as was done in the closure of the vacated landfill.
Hello, my name is David Valverde and I will continue with the presentation. In the next slide, I will talk about the objectives for every aspect. For post-closure, all equipment, tools, or infrastructure that will no longer be necessary must be removed in addition to cleaning the place. After it does not represent a risk to health or the environment, and after reviewing different alternatives, we decided that the place can be used as an agriculture space, could be used by families who live nearby. Besides being close to a street that connects with a tourist area, would be nice to look at and adding a landscape value. The space recuperated will be approximately 15 hectares to be used. For the social aspect, our proposal is to manage awareness raising activities for waste pickers and the population in both Macote and Canifin. First, campaigns will be conducted to inform about the reasons for the closure, as well as the benefits for the population. The campaigns will be conducted through various media outlets. Secondly, a strategy will be developed to be able to work with waste pickers, holding awareness talks and trainings. On the administrative aspect, we propose to designate an entity in charge of managing the development of the entire project. It may be designed according to the Department of Sanitation Services of the KNC. It is necessary that the entity can also receive the endorsement, support, and approval of the population, farmers, and recyclers. On the economic aspect, the financing can be carried out with the support of some international organizations through loans or some financial support as donations from one of these entities, such as the World Bank, International Financial Corporation, African Development, or Nordic Development Fund. Here we added the amounts of direct cost of infrastructure, general expenses, profit, operating, and maintenance costs. The budget for Bacote Dam is over $6 million. As for the budget of Canifin landfill, we assign around $4 billion. Thanks.
To sum up, it is important to integrate the social, economic, and administrative aspects for the success of the project. The participation of the population living around the landfill and individual waste pickers, or NGO, is key. In addition, we consider it necessary to assign an entity responsible for the management in all stages that could link the final disposal with previous stages of waste management, such as collection and transport and public cleaning. Regarding the budget of the KMC and its limitation, it was decided to start with the construction of the Canifin landfill and the closure of the Bacote dam site. Finally, on the technical side, most projects are unsuccessful due to inadequate operation, monitoring, and maintenance. That is why it is important to be careful in these stages. The new landfill is designed mainly for the generation of household waste, so it is important to know how is the generation of non-household waste, such as industrial waste, and seek to provide a solution for this, as well as in the case of hazardous waste. We made a video presentation that we will share the Canifin landfill. This modeling was made in SketchUp. Last but not least, we appreciate the support of the Faculty of Environmental Engineering of the National University of Engineering, led by Mr. Alejandro Mendoza, and the special support of the Research Institute. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Solid Waste Technical Team, for that excellent presentation. We will now open it up for Q&A with the judges.
First, I acknowledge the good work that you have done regarding, conducting a series of researches in order to know the situation, to get a better understanding of what actually is prevailing at the backwater dump site. Right. Looking at the activities that you've made mention of, leachate, gas management, public education and awareness, involvement of the waste pickers, into the whole activity. I'm thinking whether the budget that you estimated, that $6 million might be at a low point, because these activities really entails a lot of resources in order to cap that place and be able to manage it effectively. Remember, the monitoring of all those systems has to take place, and then even the transfer of knowledge to staffs of the environment sanitation of the council is also very much important. So I don't know how you arrive at $6 million US, but it seems to be a low stage. I don't know.
Yes.
And then, yeah, because the heavy equipment also are part of it, because for you to be able to compact the soil and then cap it, you need some heavy machineries that will require to do that job.
Yeah, we might see the slide of the budget of the current budget we've estimated, because that will give us certain information. We've made complete analysis about the budget, the budget we've estimated according to what we've seen to what will it cost in Gambia to take the machinery and all the stuff we're projecting. Also, not considering.
I continue. Apart from the budget of KMC, the Municipal Council of Canifing, we consider other external financial as like World Bank Group and the African Development Bank. So they could support this project, because this project is a big project that affects in reality all the country of Gambia. Is the most part of the population that we involve.
I had a question. I thought, very good job putting all of this together. I really liked the idea of having settlement monitoring at Bakote. I think that was something I didn't see from any of the other teams, and that was a really great idea to be able to monitor and evaluate potential future issues with differential settlement there. One question I would have is, you had also wisely recommended groundwater monitoring at Bakote. What would you do, or how would you approach it if we do have a hit for contamination in one of those groundwater monitoring points at Bakote?
Well, I think I can respond. I can answer the question. Well, for monitoring the groundwater, we know that it is important to note the quality, because we know that the population that live around there, the groundwater is like, well, they use the groundwater for for consume, like part of the many fountain of water. So we know that it's important to know if the quality, if it could be contaminated with leachate. So with where the monitoring wells, we could know if it's contaminated or not. In the case that it could be contaminated, we know that it is important to recollect this water if to minimize the contamination. So one of the ways that we could do that is with the leachate, leachate pool. I don't remember the exact word, but it's like leachate pool. Extract them to recirculate it. Also, one of the things that we know is that we should know, or we have to know when or how is it this contamination starts, or sorry, when it starts to have the possibility to communicate it to the population, because we should avoid that they consume water that is contaminated and maybe affect their health. Is different parts of like the plan that we have.
I'll step in and just want to thank the entire team for a nice job of laying out your timelines for both the Bacote dump site closure and then also the new sanitary landfill. I liked your considerations for the layout of the new facility, and I thought the model video that you guys showed at the end of your presentation was really well done. So appreciate all of the efforts that you put into building that model. I also like that you guys mentioned fire control. As you know, this has been a big issue for them at the Bacote dump site. So considering, continuing to consider how to control fires, prevent fires, respond to them, I think is very important. I wanted to ask a question with closing the Bacote dump site. If we put a cap on it, what would you guys do to control potential horizontal gas migration?
I can respond. I can answer. Okay. About the fire control, we have in our report, we explain this much better. And we consider that we can open a hole and the fire can extinct. We detect the point of the fire start and we open this part. Consequently, we off this fire. And about the gas control, I understand?
Yes.
Okay. We don't consider to have a system of biogas that this gas could produce another energy because the amount of gas is not enough because we have that idea, but our mentor recommends us just to control the emission in each gas collector, but that's all. So the gas collector expands in the air, the gas, but it's not significant to contaminate and generate pollution in the air. We consider it that way.
Okay, thank you.
All right, 10 minutes is up. That concludes our Q&A session. Thank you, judges, and thanks again, Solid Waste Technical Team, for the excellent presentation.